Despite the market's recent slide, the majority of investors still expecting gains this year. CNBC unveiling its Wealth in America poll, noon Eastern time today. You want to tune in for that. But before that, we're breaking out one or two questions ahead of the release. And listen to this. 60% of investors told CNBC they expect the value of their portfolios to increase over the next 12 months. 30% expect it to stay the same. 6% expect the value to drop. Let's find out what the experts are saying. Bill Spiropoulos, CoreStates Capital Advisors President and CEO, says we've already seen the highs for this year. David Dietz is Point of View Financial Services President and Chief Investment Strategist. He says he's bullish over the next 12 months. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Bill, let me start with you. Your bearishness, how much of that is driven by the absolute meltdown that we are watching in the subprime lending market?
Very little. I've been a bit negative on this market for several months. I think that we've come a long way without any kind of a material correction. And the history books say that you shouldn't be complacent or ignore that kind of a run. What you have to watch for, Michelle, are the elephant-sized surprises that can pop out of nowhere.
Is the subprime market one of those?
I happen to think it could be, quite frankly. I think that when you see subprime go from 5% to 25% last year and everybody playing gobble-gobble, I would be very careful how far this thing could go.
David, I see here in the notes that you think, though, that we're going to work through this subprime situation and eventually move higher. Why?
Well, I still think the environment looks excellent for equity investing. You basically have low interest rates, low inflation rates, reasonable valuation, the economy still chugging along. Whenever one of my clients says, gee, should we bail? I said, bail to what? You got the 10-year Treasury under 4.5%. You want to get into real estate now? Commodities? I think the stock market's still where people are placing their bets.
Bill, just this morning, Bear Stearns put out a note highlighting the casual dining sector, talking about the fact that they're looking at all their price points coming down because of negative traffic trends, which some suggest is a sign that the consumer is starting to weaken here, especially in light of what we're seeing within the mortgage market. If indeed you are right and we start to see some kind of ripple effect or something going on here with the markets, where do you think people should put their money right now to protect themselves?
One thing you have to pay attention to is that when the numbers change, they change. And
what does that mean?
Well, you know, I've been in this business 30 years, and I've never seen an invitation to take my wealth and step to the right to avoid any kind of a problem. You have to reallocate and shift dollars well before any event. This thing, I think, has a ways to go. But you know what? Let's follow the smart kids. What is Harvard and what is Yale, their endowment funds, doing? Yale has 20% equity. You invest in what? Currencies, alternative investments, long-short strategies. There are a host of other things that people can invest in to get a low correlation.
David, do you agree with any of those positions, or
well,
should you recommend somebody?
There's a lot of smart kids out there. First of all, in terms of the subprime situation, that was on the front page of the Sunday New York Times, so it's well into the market. Look what the other smart kids are saying. Warren Buffett just yesterday said, look, we're going to need bricks and roofing material longer term. Goldman Sachs is saying take advantage of the fire sale prices. Mr. Icahn has launched a tender offer for WCI Communities, a Florida home builder. So I think a lot of the smart money is looking at many of the healthy financials that are being flushed down the toilet with the subprime bathwater, and there's some opportunities right there.
Buying opportunities. All right, gentlemen, we're going to watch this play out over the next couple of months for sure. Bill Spiropoulos and